have to deal with people that try to realize what's going on. So, this is my last day of being here. Anyway, I'm about 2 weeks from retirement. I'll leave you guys. Thank you very much. Well, you know what happens. You know, about 360, so, you know. We should retire right now, so I said,
Thank you.
I know you're gonna try it. So, but gosh, I think it's just,
Well, they were saying there was gonna be no photos, there is photos.
I volunteered.
They were saying they're not gonna have photos.
Be there with you.
We'll take about one more minute to see if we have any late arrivers, and then we'll get started. Well, okay, let's get started. I'd like to welcome everyone this afternoon to the Shawnee Police Department, and thank you for being here as we honor Noah Davis and his family. My name is Larry Larimore, and I'm the Chief of Police here in Shawnee. And before we get started, the Police Department's Honor Guard will present the colors. Military veterans, police officers, and other emergency service workers are expected to right-hand salute at the Honor Guard leader's command to present arms. Everyone else is to place their right hand over their heart. The salutes and hands will be lowered at the Honor Guard leader's command to order arms. Thank you.
Would everyone please rise for the presentation of our nation's colors. Officers, present arms. Correction. Officers, attention. Other guard. Halt. Right. Face. Close. Present arms. Order arms. Left face. Forward march.
Everybody may be seated. Thank you. Before we get started with today's ceremony, I'd like to introduce Noah's parents, Jason and Sarah Davis. Would you please stand and introduce some of your family here?
I think everybody in our family is here. Just about my mother-in-law Diane, Noah's grandmother, our daughter Zoe, her friend Hannah, my brother Benjamin, and my dad Dan, Peggy and Jack, aunt and uncle, lots of aunts and uncles and cousins and friends.
Aunt Renee, Lauren, our cousin, Uncle Jim. Did you already say your
I
dad?
did.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, really
Aunt
everybody.
Laura.
Yeah, Aunt Laura. Everybody's here. So many friends and family are here.
Excellent.
We're very blessed. Thank you all for coming.
I'd like to introduce at this time a couple of City of Shawnee officials who are here. With us today is City Council member Michelle Dissler, the City Manager Carol Gonzalez, the Deputy City Manager Vicki Charlesworth. It's my honor also to recognize the paramedics and firefighters and police officers who care for Noah and his family on June 29th in Overland Park. This list is so long, I wish you would please hold your applause to the end. They include Johnson County Medical Action's Captain Lori Volker and paramedic Aaron Gifford. And Lori was going to be here today. Was Lori able to make it? Okay. Overland Park Fire Department's Fire Lieutenant Andrew Grove, paramedic Lieutenant Angela Yanni, fire medic Chris Jeffrey, and firefighter Stan Brooks. EMS Chief Steve Isaacson, Lieutenant Grove, and fire medic Jeffrey were to be here with us today. From the Overland Park Police Department, Captain Kathy Morgan, Sergeant Melanie Pierce, Officer Steve Parker, Officer Jay Dupay, Officer Amy Malone, and Officer Nathan Bell. And with us today is Captain Morgan, Sergeant Pierce, Officer Parker, Officer Dupay, and we're glad that they're here with us today. And I'm sorry for butchering your name. Was Captain Murdoch able to make it today?
Yes, sir.
Would you stand up, please? Do you remember Captain Murdoch? Excellent. When news of this ceremony got out, and it kind of went viral pretty quick, and Captain Murdoch, who's a 40-year plus member of the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department, emailed me and asked me about the ceremony. He said that he'd met Noah's parents close to 30 years ago when they were part of several youth soccer teams he helped coach through the Raytown YMCA. He said although he's not been able to stay in close contact with them over the years, he was able to keep up with the happenings of some of the kids that he used to coach through his son. Captain Murdoch said his wife and he were shocked and saddened to learn of Noah's death, and he wished to be here today to show his support. So Captain Murdoch, thank you very much. Is this your wife?
This is my wife, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie. Thanks.
Honored to be here.
Thank you very much for coming. In the audience, I'd like to point out some folks before I get started too. We have retired Police Chief Charlie Clark and his wife Chris in the back. Ceremonies like this started when Charlie was Chief of Police, and I think that we've done a little bit better each time that we've done them, but I did want to give Charlie credit for during his term, all this type of pomp and circumstances kind of started taking place. So thanks, Charlie and Chris, for being here. It's my great privilege to introduce the members of the Shawnee Police Department's command staff. Deputy Chief of Police Rob Moser, Patrol Division Commander Captain Bill Heisel, Support Services Division Commander Captain Dan Tennis, Patrol Division Watch Commander Lieutenant Mark Hine, Staff Services Bureau Commander Lieutenant Doug Orban, Investigations Bureau Commander Lieutenant Jody Andrews, and Patrol Division Watch Commander Lieutenant Mitch Brim. I'm very pleased to introduce and thank the individuals that make ceremonies like this the success that they are. Marcia Toller of the Administrations Division, Shawnee Police of the Investigations Bureau, Planning and Research Manager Greg Collins, and Training Unit Sergeant Steve McCorkle. And today we have Donna Zimmerman and Rod helping us out with the ceremony. And Donna and Rod are Police Department volunteers and graduates of our Citizens Police Academy. So thank you very much. A shorter round for applause for those folks. Where I can't go name by name and introduce everybody because we'll be here all afternoon, I do want to thank and recognize all the members of the Shawnee Police Department and their families who came today. The city's management team, and I've seen several in the audience, and their staff members who are here with us today to honor and support Noah and his family. Special thanks to everyone from my staff that took time during their busy day, came in on their day off, and stayed late to be part of this day. Whereas I'm always proud of the jobs that you do every day, today I'm especially proud to be associated with such a group of outstanding individuals who give of themselves daily, on duty and off duty. So thanks a lot. I can't go without thanking my wife, Debbie, who's here in the audience, and my grandsons, Blake and Aiden, and came with their grandma, Pam. They're one of four, and they are giving me this gray around here real quick. So, Pam, thanks for bringing the boys. Last but not least, I'd like to recognize Michelle Disler. Michelle's already standing over here. She's the person that asked if our police department would consider making Noah an honorary police officer. After we found out what happened to Noah and his family, I told her we would be happy to honor him, and the rest has just fallen into place. In addition to her city council responsibilities, like Donna and Rod, Michelle, our valued police department volunteer, is a police department volunteer and a Citizens Police Academy graduate. So while it seems that I get credit for having this ceremony, it is truly the idea of Michelle Disler and the team of people who I introduced earlier and those yet to come who are responsible for making this ceremony possible. Please, a round of applause for Michelle. Okay, I can steal a drink. I kind of wanted to start this ceremony with some comments, and kind of what got it all started was a little boy saying that he wanted to be a police officer when he grew up. And so, did everybody get a chance to see the slideshow? There's lots of kids around here that want to be police officers when they grow up. They've lived within our culture. They know about our police department. They know about what their fathers and mothers do. And so Noah's in a good crowd. So a young boy wanting to be a police officer is what got this ceremony started. It began when Michelle emailed me to say that she had just left the memorial services of her friend's 6-year-old son named Noah Davis, who died as a result of a tragic drowning accident. She said during the service it was mentioned that Noah always said that when he grew up he wanted to be a police officer to keep people safe. She said through Noah's gift of organ donation he had already saved 3 lives, and it was estimated that he would help about 40 more people by the time he was done. She asked if there was any way we could make him an honorary police officer for his family and so that he could realize his dream. And of course, we said yes. During ceremonies like this at our police department, it's customary that someone from my staff or I will say a few words about the significance of the event or about our profession. In this case, I thought it would be nice to talk about kids wanting to be police officers when they grow up and how Noah got it right when he talked about his dream. I don't know if you guys spend a lot of time on the computer, but any idea what would come up if you Googled, I want to be a police officer when I grow up? Any idea? School essays. I mean, they were awesome. I read several, and they were awesome. And I thought I would pick 3 to share today. Noah can't be here to give us his words, so I'm depending on 3 others to do it for him. So the first essay is from a boy at the Hall District Elementary School in Santa Cruz, California. My name is Jorge. When I grow up, I want to be a police officer. A police officer takes care of his town or city. This career is very important because police officers help people. If you want to be a police officer, you have to go to college for 2 years. The next one is from Giovanni Diego of the New Hall Elementary School in Santa Clarita, California. Listen very close to Giovanni's motivation and how he goes about furthering a few false police officer stereotypes. When I grow up, I want to be a police officer. I will help people and have a gun. I can go faster than the speed limit. I will have a police dog. I like the police car. I also like the free donuts. I want to be a police officer because my mom's friend is in the police force. And I saved my favorite for last. It's from a 10-year-old 4th grader named Alyssa D. From an unknown school. Alyssa's essay is more than 10 times longer than the first 2 boys. But as you'll hear, she has really strong feelings on the subject. Please excuse Alyssa's short and choppy sentences, but as police officers, we are taught in interview and interrogation schools that people who talk in sentences like these are usually engaged in the interview, and they're usually telling the truth. So here's what Alyssa wanted to share about her dream. And it's a little lengthy, so please bear with me. When I grow up, I want to be a police officer. When I become a police officer, I will see who is doing crimes and see if a person in their car is going fast so I could catch up with them and arrest them. I want to be a police officer because it is a way to get money. You could catch the person and you could arrest them and put them in jail. I would like to be a police officer because I would like to go to the police station every day and put people in jail for doing bad crimes. I want to be a police officer very much because I could see who's doing violence and because I want a police car. And there's a common theme that keeps going about the police car. She said that she can also see who is doing graffiti, and she will arrest them and put that person in the police car and take them to jail. So they could stay there for 35 days until they've learned their lesson so they will not do it anymore. To become a police officer, I will need to train. I will need to know how to catch the person and how to use the gun, and I will need to learn how to drive the police car. I could use a siren, and I get to have a gun in case someone is bad. I will have a stick to use in case I need to protect myself from the bad person. I would put them in jail and make sure that they will not be bad anymore, so they could learn to be nice. When I'm a police officer, I will get a golden badge and put it on my police uniform. I want to be a police officer because I will get to have a police car that I can drive. I want to be a police officer because if a person is going fast on the street, they don't stop for a stop sign, then I have to catch up with them and stop them. I will give them a warning on a paper, or I could give them a ticket. When I give it to them, they will read what I wrote, and they will probably not do it anymore. They will just learn how to slow down for the next time. That is why I want to grow up and be a police officer and get my own police car and my badge and a police uniform that will have my name on it. I want to be a police officer to protect people from the bad guys, because you are in your police car and you stop somewhere, someone may need your help, or you can stop someone who's going too fast. If they're going too fast, then I might have to go after them, turn on the red and blue lights, and that person that is going fast can see me, and they will stop at a parking lot, and I will get out of the police car and talk to the person and give them a warning. And I'm sorry for the length, but this little girl knows what she's talking about. They just drive away slowly, and I have to watch them if they do it again. And that's coming to the end here. I want to grow up to become a police officer so I can have my own police car with lights that are red and blue. And I also want to have an office of my own and a golden police badge that will say my name on it. I want to be a police officer because if a bad guy is stealing someone's car, then I will go to my car and turn on the siren so the person could know it's the police. I also want to have my own police uniform, and I will have a gun and a stick, and I could use it if needed to defend myself when someone is being a threat. I even will get a walkie-talkie to talk with other police officers when they need help. And again, excuse the length, but not pointing out the difference between male and female and the length of a conversation or the great detail that she had, but do you not figure that Alyssa's got a pretty good grasp of what the job's all about? I thought to myself that I'd really like to know what she's doing today. It's kids like that I would love to cultivate and to become police officers, and I know from all the other agencies they would too. I read these 3 essays so that it would shine a light on 6-year-old Noah's dream of being a police officer when he grew up, and the reason, as Michelle put it, so he could keep people safe. Noah's dream, like the other 3 children's, quickly point out the purpose of a police officer, and that is to help people. A police officer's primary mission is to serve and protect their community and fellow officers, or in the words of a 6-year-old, keeping people safe. A career in law enforcement or the other emergency services represented here today will not make an individual and their family financially rich, even despite the free donuts that Giovanni mentioned earlier. But the rewards of the heart through public service are immeasurable. Let me finish by pulling this all together and saying that we're going to make Noah's dream of being a police officer official today. But for someone standing here on the outside of the event that brought all of us together today, Noah's dream of keeping people safe was fulfilled almost 2 months ago. And he will be long remembered in the hearts of those who knew him, the hundreds of plus of us who are here that welcome him into our family, and the unknown many who have benefited from his life-saving gifts. At this time, I'd like to introduce City Manager Carol Gonzalez. It's the duty of the city manager to swear in all new police officer for the city. This afternoon, she will present a new Shawnee Police Officer oath of office. Last month, the state of Kansas enacted a law that requires all Kansas law enforcement officers to swear to an oath of honor. The new Shawnee Police Officer oath combines the new state wording with the original oath Shawnee officers have sworn to for years. Ladies and gentlemen, Carol Gonzalez.
On behalf of Mayor Myers and the City Council and the entire city organization of Shawnee, I want to extend our support and love to Noah's family. We are all about families in Shawnee, and we are glad to be part of this and glad to be of any comfort that we can be. He sounds like an amazing young guy. It's always an honor for me to swear in new police officers, and today it's an extremely special honor. Before I administer that oath, I like to share this message with new officers. First, I tell them that the bar is very high to be a police officer, to be a Shawnee police officer or a police officer anywhere. And as you look around this room and you see the people wearing that badge, you know that to be true. They're committed and caring professionals who do the right thing for the right reasons in very, very difficult situations every single day. You should be very proud to have Noah among them, and I know that you are. Second thing I tell new officers is the fact that they were chosen to be part of that group, be chosen to be part of the public safety family, the City of Shawnee family, is a statement about their outstanding character in and of itself, because we only pick the best. And we are very proud to have Noah be part of our permanent City of Shawnee family. So on behalf of Noah, I'm going to read his oath today. On my honor, I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always uphold the Constitution of the United States and the state of Kansas, my community, and the agency that I serve. I promise to perform my duties in accordance with the highest law enforcement standards, actively enforcing laws fairly and impartially, treating all individuals with respect, and working together with my colleagues to ensure a safe community. I promise to conduct myself in a manner above reproach, exhibiting discretion and honesty at all times, representing the law enforcement profession, the Shawnee Police Department, and the city of Shawnee with pride. I have no doubt that Noah can fulfill that oath. At this time, I'd like Jason and Sarah and Zoe to please come forward and accept Noah's certificate. The Shawnee Police Department. This certificate hereby confers upon Noah Michael Davis the title of Honorary Police Officer on this day, August 27th, 2012, with all the rights and responsibilities appertaining thereto.
All right, I'll take this back from you. How's everybody doing? You gonna make it through this? I almost busted one out. Thank you so much, Carol, for coming and doing that. This afternoon, it is also my honor as Chief of Police to present Police Officer Noah Davis with the Shawnee Police Department's Medal of Valor. Before the presentation, I'd like to talk about the significance of the award. And I'd like to thank Captain Dan Tennis for helping me put these comments together. As I said before, it takes a team to put together events like this. The Shawnee Police Department has an award program to recognize officers for exemplary performance, outstanding achievement, and significant acts of service. This is a formal program that can be as simple as a letter of commendation, a challenge coin, or as formal as the presentation of a medal. One such award is the Medal of Valor. The Medal of Valor is presented to officers for heroism involving the voluntary risk of an own officer's safety in the attempt to save the life of another, or bravery beyond the call of duty. These awards are normally presented during an evening ceremony near May 15th because that day is designated as Peace Officers Memorial Day every year. The Shawnee Police Department has presented the Medal of Valor to 16 Shawnee police officers since 2005, involving 7 different incidents. The Medal of Valor means something to each officer in this room and those across the United States. I would like to take a minute to recognize one of those officers today. Master Police Officer Scott Gillum has been awarded the Medal of Valor on 3 different occasions involving 3 of those 7 incidents I mentioned earlier. And Scott, where are you at? Scott? Nice round for Scott. For some of you that's not been around law enforcement, I thought I would give you a couple examples of how an officer would win a Medal of Valor or be awarded a Medal of Valor. And I picked out 3. On one occasion, the medal was presented to officers who had stepped in front of a fellow officer who had just been shot. He was lucky that he was wearing his vest that day. He survived, and everything was good. The officers did this to protect him and remove him from harm. When the officer was safe, those officers went on to help capture the shooter who was found hiding in bushes not too far away from where the shooting incident took place. 2 Shawnee police officers were presented the Medal of Valor for an incident that occurred on September 11, 2009, when they, without hesitation, swam into a water retention pond to attempt the rescue of a person who had a seizure and drove his vehicle into the water. A 3rd officer, who was a recruit at the time, on his 4th day on the job, who was left on shore in plain clothes at the beginning of the rescue, was awarded the Medal of Valor after he swam into the pond to help one of the original rescuers when he had trouble swimming back to shore. And on the final occasion, as an example I'll share with you, is 3 Shawnee police officers received the Medal of Valor when they were confronted with a person who was later found to be impaired because of drug intoxication, who was reported to be acting bizarre in an apartment complex. The caller said that he was attacking anyone who walked close, and he was surely not in his right mind. The officers struggled to take that person into custody as he tried to jump through a window inside an apartment that he had just ran into when they encountered him. After the officers took the man in custody, they realized that he was bleeding badly and had a large wound on his chest. The officers provided first aid and worked to save his life only seconds after having to fight him into handcuffs. And as you'll agree, in these 3 examples, these officers' acts of heroism involving their voluntary risk of their own safety in the attempt to save a life of another are truly Medal of Valor worthy. And what makes me even more proud is the fact that this type of heroism and valor goes on every day around here. It gets rewarded most of the time with just a good job and a shake of a hand. And the incidents that I talked to you about are cream of the crop. And if we would formally try to recognize everybody here for their noteworthy acts, we'd be in this room every afternoon dressed in these monkey suits and surely increasing our risk of getting diabetes by eating the cookies and punch that we serve. So as you've heard through these 3 stories, Noah will be in very good company when he receives this award. I'd like to share this information from the Midwest Transplant Network. There is a severe organ shortage in this country. Despite continuing efforts at public education, misconceptions and inaccuracies about organ donation persist. It's a tragedy if even one person decides against donation because they do not know the truth. The truth is there's more than 100,000 people waiting on the organ transplant list in the United States, and on average, 18 of them die every day waiting for organ transplants, while every 10 minutes another name is added to the waiting list. The decision to donate organs can save the lives of up to 8 people and can directly improve the lives of up to 50 more through tissue donation. Organ and tissue transplants offer people a new chance at healthy, productive, normal lives, and they can return to their families, friends, and communities, all because an unknown hero gave them the gift of life. In this case, we know who the hero is. It's Noah. And through his father, Jason, his mother, Sarah, and his big sister, Zoe, during the most tragic time in their lives, they made the decision to donate. And through Noah, they are directly responsible for saving and improving the lives of others, which on our list is surely worthy of valor. Sorry. Sarah, Jason, Zoe, please come forward. The first thing that I'd like to present to you is the Medal of Valor. This is something that the officers receive, and a little bit later you'll hear about something else that will recognize officers for receiving the Medal of Valor. This is a certificate I'd like for you to have also, and it's from the Shawnee Police Department. And this certificate hereby confers upon Police Officer Noah Davis the Medal of Valor on this day, August 27, 2012, for his act of personal bravery beyond the call of duty by giving of himself to save the lives of many through his organ and tissue donation. next in our ceremonies, but would you like to hang Noah's medal around his neck? All right, I knew I wasn't going to make it through it. At this time, I'd like to introduce Deputy Chief of Police Rob Moser. I talked to Rob after receiving Michelle's first email, and after deciding to fulfill her request, it was Rob who said, we have to get him this special gift. Ladies and gentlemen, Deputy Chief Rob Moser.
Thank you, Chief Larimore. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to be describing a shadow box. I'm going to go ahead and uncover it so as I describe it, everyone can see the contents underneath it. We've developed a tradition here at the Shawnee Police Department of presenting a retiring officer with a shadow box, showcasing the various meaningful symbols associated with the field of public safety and more specifically law enforcement. Jason, Sarah, and Zoe, today we recognize Noah as an honorary Shawnee Police Officer and would like to present this shadow box to you in recognition of his valor. The history of the challenge coins in the display surfaced in the World War II era. Military pilots carried medallion coins with them as a show of respect, loyalty, oath, and camaraderie for their unit. 70 years later, this tradition continues with soldiers, police officers, and firefighters who risk their lives every day for the safety of others. The coin is a personal token symbolizing devotion and allegiance to their peers and service to the public. The Shawnee Police patch and 2 badges serve as identification on an officer's uniform. The badges signify a shield, which symbolizes the officer as a protector of the peace and of the people. Uniformed officers wear the badge on the left side of their chest, symbolic of the oath all officers take, and over their heart to show that pledge. The Medal of Valor ribbon is presented for heroism involving the risk of one's own safety to save the life of another, or bravery beyond the call of duty. The ribbon is red, white, and blue, representing the national colors of the United States of America. The medal and ribbon presented today represent courage and bravery, and the spirit of Noah, which will live on in the several lives he saved through his gift of life, and the many other lives he has touched. Jason, Sarah, and Zoe, it is my honor to present this display to you today.
Thank you very much, Rob. Well, about 33 minutes. What did I tell you? 30 minutes or so? It's what they're short and sweet, but that's what's a good thing about them. Jason, Sarah, would you guys like to say anything before we close?
I don't think I'm able.
Okay.
I don't have anything prepared to say. I think Sarah said that I was supposed to say something 5 seconds before we got here. So I'm just extremely proud of my son. I think I was telling the chief the day that we toured the place, just, we got to take a tour of this facility, and Sarah and I both were just in awe. And I felt like, like he was holding our hands as we went through the place, like he was pulling at us like, look at this, Dad, and look at this, Dad, and there was all this equipment, and they had the SWAT vehicle, and they had this and they had that, and it's just a fantastic place, and then being here today, I just feel like he would be so honored, and I'm just the proudest dad in the world, and to see you all here honoring him, I just couldn't be happier, especially to be here on his birthday. A month ago, 2 months ago, I couldn't imagine what we would have done on his birthday. I couldn't even imagine, but to have this as something to look forward to, this is such an honor. Thank you all so much for being here to honor him. He was so special. He is so special. This is his dream, and this has made it very special. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So in closing, I'd like to thank everyone who came today to honor the memory of Police Officer Noah Davis and his family. Very special thanks to all the folks from out of town that came over. We really appreciate you being here. That's about it. Stay and eat cookies and drink punch so we don't have to. Thank you very much.